Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday, the 14th of October. So, looking news-wise first today, what's the core news coming out? Ironically, core PPI is coming out at 1:30. That is it, really. We've got a Reserve Bank of Australia governor speaking at 10:45 p.m. So it's way through the other side of the London session. So nothing there that I think the PPI once again it's such. Light data, don't think that will do too much. So on that basis, nothing to be trading news-wise in that sense. We do, of course, have Brexit negotiations, which are supposed to be being wound up, but it looks like the proverbial can is going to be kicked along a little bit further. We'll see, but for now, tensions may be on the pound. We've still not got a deal signed in the US regarding their fiscal stimulus, and it's it's a bit of a mess out there, really. So let's just have a look at the technicals then. In that case, euro dollar. Euro just showed that the money running back to the dollar yesterday afternoon, particularly, really got a shove on that later session, and then since then we've seen it consolidate. It has broken this key trend line. And I'd already said yesterday morning it put a lower high, and as soon as it popped through here, it put a couple of lower highs, and you can see it clearer on the 60-minute here. It's just sort of squeezed down a little bit. Let's just push a little bit more data into this window here, but you can see the lower highs coming through there. Solid move down then come at 2 o'clock. That really pushed on, and then it's just been pushing along. Has got the daily pivot above, which could be a point of buying, but with this sort of negative feel in the air, you do wonder whether we'll see a continued push to the downside here, and targeting maybe down to the 1720 area. 1711 S1 is sitting there. I'm just looking below that. We found support on the 4-hourly 100 so far. Kicking back in sort of pushing down towards these prior lows at 11700. So there you go. There's other areas that we could be seeing if it pushes through. The pound also has pushed past. We've already, this white line is a major trend line that runs back. It tested that, broke off, and has been running pretty parallel with that line for some time. It's looking now like it's rolling over, and you can see on this 4-hourly, there we go, there's the near-term trend line, and that's rolled out. So that's again, we've seen this softening. Now the pound had been holding up pretty well up until this week, really. It's been outperforming on a lot of days. It's higher lows, significant higher lows through that. Now again, lower high here, and consolidation, and it's already broken down. Maybe catch some support. The thing with the pound is it could turn on a cent. It just literally could just turn around if some sort of deal or discussions of a closer deal is hit here. But for now, it remains weak, and it's there's with higher COVID numbers, etc., still pushing through, hospitalizations increasing in particular. It's looking soft and under threat at this moment. We just change this to a 60. There we go. Let's get a bit more data. That's better. So S1 may be on, and maybe even more at the moment. But that, as I said, that could turn very, very quickly. Okay, that's the pound. The yen. Dollar yen. Well, the dollar yen is had been seeing the money running into the yen as a safety, a spot of safety. Sideward price action largely here yesterday, inside bar, and today still inside, so we can't read too much into this. Even the 4-hourlies where the others are breaking trends, we're not really at the moment. It's remaining as one of those sort of safety currencies to a degree, and barely going anywhere. So solid, really, with the yen not really doing too much. Aussie dollar remains weak, although today it's ironic, it's remaining weak, but remaining was one of the stronger ones for now. It's stronger relative to what it's. You see, it's actually rolling over as I speak here. It's just softening a little bit more. And looking at this sort of hourly pattern, it just looks like, well, it's downward trend is certainly there. It did break a couple of weeks ago, this trend wise, and well, a couple of weeks ago this week, beg your pardon. It's an hourly chart, but it's looking throughout this week, it's been sort of selling and selling, and well, another one which could end up down towards that 71.40 area as we move through. Just looking for other support there, 71.43 on the S1 there, so that 40 area may be next port of call to the downside. Okay, let's see. Aussie, Canadian dollar's been holding up amongst the best of these markets. It's against the US dollar. Yesterday, well, it had a little edge softening, but in general, this short-term trend here is still in place. It's got quite a way. I mean, it's just consolidating and looking, if anything, that it might just be sharing the position of a bit of safety that we're seeing in terms of money running into here. Daily pivot just below where we're sitting at the moment. It's barely moving on a daily basis here. You can see that it's just very range bound at the moment. So not one for now, but on a breakout it could certainly go again. It does tend to catch the breaks and run. Okay, and that's that. Oil, let's just have a quick look at oil. So oil coming down on Monday, selling off there yesterday. Well, it pushed back up a little bit there, but a bit all over the shop really. When you come back to the dailies here, it's really just tight in its range, and well, it may hang in there. There's more concerns of oversupply and etc. kicking through these markets, but at $40 barrels, it's still relatively cheap out there. I think if the barrel price started dropping back down to these sort of 36s and below, it would cause OPEC to do something, or the oil producers to do something. Squeal for sure. S&Ps, well, so yesterday we saw a bit more of a move down, but it's already seeing a bit of a rally as we run into this morning here. I'm just going to have a look at what the European indices are doing at the moment. So European indices, well, they're all up. I'll just flash them onto here. There you go. Where are we? There's the CAC up, DAX up 35 points, FTSE up 25. So they're all sitting up at the moment. So all the S&Ps likewise are pushing back up here for hourly pattern. It just looks like that's a bull flag, and we've just seen that sort of retrace over yesterday. But at the moment, maybe getting a kick in its step again. We'll see. As I said, there's been very little news I've seen there on fiscal stimulus, but the markets are liking it regardless and continuing to buy it this morning. Okay, that's it for me. I wish you a great day. Bye for now.